Say hi.
Hi.
Where am I from? That's a question I get a lot. It's a Q&A video. You should answer here. Hello my beautiful people, it's Fabiola and I hope you are doing amazing today. A few days ago I asked you on Instagram to send me any question that you have for me, and you guys sent me so many questions. Thank you for that. In this video I'm going to answer as many questions that I can, and I think it's going to be really interesting because it covers so many different topics, and yeah, I think you're going to get to know me a little bit better. Alright guys, let's get started. Why is your baby raw vegan, and are you planning to raise her 100% raw vegan? My baby has been kind of raw vegan since birth. I decided to start her on raw food because they are really simple food, easy to digest, and for me that just make a great food to introduce my baby to solid food, you know. Now the second question is, am I planning to raise her 100% raw vegan? Of course not, because I'm not 100% raw vegan myself. I will raise her on the same lifestyle than our lifestyle, which is kind of high raw vegan with some cooked food. And yeah, the next question is, do you plan to introduce your beautiful baby girl to cooked food anytime soon? At this point, she has been into the solid food world for about 3 months now, and I definitely think that she is ready to get some cooked food. So it may happen at any time now. I'm definitely gonna go with the flow, read her cues. Of course, I don't have any rush because she doesn't need that on a nutritional point of view, you know, so I'm taking my time. So that, are you ready for cooked food? You wanna say hi? You should say hi here. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Are you ready for cooked food? Do you want some steamed veggie? It's a Q&A video. You should answer here. Oh, the next question is, where are you from? I've been getting this question a lot, and I think it's probably because of my accent. Definitely. And I got many questions about my origins, so I'm gonna answer all of them right now. So the first question is, what is your native language? My native language is French. I speak French. I was raised in French and I went to school in French. The next question is, what is your nationality / where are you from? Well, I am French, from France. However, I was born in Cameroon. My father is 100% from Cameroon, and my mom is a mix of Cameroon, Guinea, and Portugal. So basically, I'm kind of African and Portuguese. The last question of this series is, which languages do you speak? Well, I speak French, of course. I speak English and I speak a little bit of Spanish. Next question is, how do you stay positive always? Are there any periods of lows? How do you manage those times? So of course, as anyone out there, I have my periods of lows. So now, how do I manage to stay positive almost all the time? The first thing that really helps me in a daily basis is gratitude. Whenever I'm going through a challenging situation, I always try to focus on all the blessings that I already have in my life and how good it is to have these things in my life, you know. The second thing that really helps me to stay positive is not comparing myself to other people. Of course, this is a human thing and we tend to compare ourselves without even knowing sometimes. So whenever I catch myself comparing myself to other people, I will just remember how unique I am, you know, because we are all unique. That means our challenges and our opportunities are all unique, and they are uniquely designed for ourselves, for the life that we are meant to live here. You see what I mean? So there's no point to compare yourself to other people out there because you don't know what they are going through. You have to just focus on your journey, and that's something that really helps. Now, doing these two things like gratitude and not compare yourself to other people can be really challenging on a daily basis. So here are 2 tools that really help me on a daily basis. First is meditation. I meditate every single morning from 10 to 20 minutes, and it's amazing. It just helped me to raise my awareness during the day, and that's just what I need in order to just control my mind, control my thoughts. Second, I will say exercise. I exercise every single day. I love running. Sometimes I will just go for a walk. I absolutely love exercise, and exercise helped me to stay strong and also stay aware of my thoughts during the day. Okay, the next question is, this is the first part of the question. How do you remain a consistent raw vegan? First of all, I'm not 100% raw vegan. I'm high raw vegan. And how do I remain consistent about that? I think the why I do this, it's so important to me. Like, I used to be in such a poor health, and just by thinking about how I used to feel, it's just enough for me to stick to what I'm doing now. And of course, with time, I've adjusted my taste buds, so I really enjoy what I'm eating. And you crave what you eat, so the healthier I eat, the more I crave for healthy food. That's really works. It worked for me. Now the second part of the question is, I live in a house with all meat eaters, and it has been a constant struggle to keep my vegan diet going. Any tips? The first tip that I'm gonna give is that you have to educate yourself. The more educated you're gonna be about what you are doing, the more confident you're gonna be. Another important thing is to explain to people around you why are you doing that and how important it is for you. That's something important, because the more they're gonna understand why you do that, I think they're gonna be more likely to respect what you are doing. You see what I mean? Now, if you feel teased by what they are eating, maybe because you are still transitioning in your journey, I would say try to make like tasty food that you really like. For instance, if you like spicy food, try to make spicy vegan food. And the more you're gonna eat what you really enjoy, it's gonna be easy for you to switch and not be teased by what people around you are eating. You see what I mean? The next question is, how did you decide to be vegetarian, and how to make your kids a vegetarian? So my journey started for health reason. I started by a 21-day dairy and meat-free challenge, and it was just amazing. And then it was kind of long process. So I was first kind of pescatarian, and then I became vegan, which was like over 2 years ago. And yeah, that's exactly how I decided to go vegetarian. So the second question is, how to make your kids a vegetarian? Whew. The first advice that I would suggest is be the example. Of course, children just copy everything that we do. So by being a vegetarian yourself, it's gonna be easy for your child to just copy what you are doing. The second advice that I would recommend is to explain your kids why you are doing that, so they're gonna understand better, and it's gonna be easy for them to stick to this diet or lifestyle. I think education is really important. The third advice that I would suggest is to be creative in the kitchen. Try to find vegan or vegetarian option of the meals that they really enjoy. And by doing this way, they're not gonna feel like they are missing something out. Kids, at the end of the day, they want to enjoy the foods. So if you just show them that they can also enjoy this kind of food, even if it's vegan, I think it's definitely gonna be easier for them. The next question is, hi, I was wondering, what is your favorite pre and post run snack / meal? So my favorite pre-workout, like pre-run, is definitely fruits. Like, I prefer sweet fruits like bananas or dates. My post-run meal is usually green smoothie. I absolutely love having a lot of greens after my workout. The next question is, what is one healthy food you really dislike the taste of and wish you enjoyed? It's really hard, because most of the time when I know that something is good for me, I will just train my taste buds and I will get to enjoy the food. But if I had to pick something, I would say collard greens. Guys, the next question is, how do you deal with people not agreeing with raising children vegan? Assuming you will feed your baby a vegan diet until she is old enough to make her own food choices. So the number one thing that is really important for me is to be educated. The more I'm educated about what I'm doing, the more confident I feel. Now, when it comes to closed one or families, friends, I think it's important to explain people why you are doing that and how important it is for your family. And that's gonna help them to understand why you are doing that. And something that I've noticed is that people feel judged easily. know, especially when it comes to parenting, because parenting is something very sensitive. Most of the time parents tend to compare themselves with how other parents are doing, which for me makes no sense, you know. Of course, it's always great to learn from other people how people are doing certain things, but you can't really compare everything that you are doing with someone else because you are unique and different. Something that I've learned to do is that, for instance, if I'm talking with a friend who has children, you know, instead of saying that vegan diet is the best thing for children, you know, this is gonna shock her and this is gonna touch their ego, you know. I prefer to say the vegan diet is the best way for our family and we are thriving on that. You know? Just by saying this a little bit differently like this, it kind of calms the ego on the other side and people feel less judged. Now, that being said, of course, people are always gonna feel judged, and there are also people who are always gonna judge you. You can't change anything about that. Do you take B12? Yes, I do take B12 supplement on a daily basis. The next question is, what do you prefer, juicing or blending? Whew. I don't know, that's really hard for me to choose. I think both are amazing for health and I do enjoy both of them. Sometimes I prefer juice because I just want to load up on lots of greens, and juice are just amazing to load up on greens, you know, because it's kind of liquid and you don't really feel the taste. It's amazing to get the most greens in, you know, and of course juice goes directly into your bloodstream, so it's really healing. Now juice can also take more time to prepare, you know, and to clean everything, so sometimes I just want something quick, and smoothie are usually easy to make. Some days I also want to have something that's gonna keep me full for a long period of time, so I will definitely prefer having smoothie instead of juice, you know. I definitely suggest that you try both and you see what works better for you, for your lifestyle, you know. Next question is, when did you become vegan and how has it changed your life? So I became vegan over 2 years ago. So how has it changed my life? Whew, I have so many things to say about that. First, I have so much more energy than I used to have in the past. I feel more vibrant, more alive, you know, and I've been able to get healthier. Like I've been able to heal a severe acne that I had on my back. I'm really grateful that I've been able to heal that, you know. I've also lost weight. I was really overweight before being vegan, and I think there are so many things to say about my vegan experience, and you can definitely check the about page of my website because over there I shared a lot about my health journey. I'll put the link down below so you can access it easily. Next question, what tips will you give someone trying to transition into a vegan diet, given that they may not have all the financial means to spend tons of money on fresh foods? So I will definitely suggest that you focus on a whole plant-based food. Foods like whole grains, rice like brown rice, oats, quinoa, sweet potatoes, beans. There are so many amazing starch foods that you can enjoy and that are going to be really satisfying and not more expensive than a meat-based diet. Now in my case, when I eat cooked food, I always prefer to add a lot of greens. Greens are amazing to keep you balanced, so I will definitely suggest that you add like maybe a side of salad to your meals, or maybe a green smoothie or green juice in the morning, you know. Add more greens to your diet. That's gonna be so beneficial for your health. And if I was in this situation, of course I would have add a little bit of fruits, at least 2 servings of fruits per day, because it'll help you to feel alive. The more raw food that you're going to be able to add into your diet, the more alive you're going to feel, you know. So focus on a whole plant-based food, add a lot of greens, and at least 2 servings of fruit. How old is your baby? Chelsea is 11 months old, almost 1 year. Ooh, time goes way too fast. Were you vegan while pregnant? Yes, I was 100% vegan while pregnant, and it was amazing. Alright guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I definitely didn't get the chance to answer to all the questions I received because this video would have been so long. But if you like it, give it a thumbs up so I know that I should do more Q&A video in the future. And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I'm posting every single day over there, and it's easy for me to reach out to you on a daily basis. Bye! Mwah.